Hello. Have you ever wondered what Jesus looked like? In our very image-conscious world, we wonder, don't we? Image matters, the way people look, the way people appear on the outside, and yet there are no contemporary accounts of what Jesus looked like. Was he tall or short, fat or thin, balding, bearded? Throughout the years, throughout the centuries, throughout the millennia, many artists and others have tried to capture what they think Jesus looked like. Nowadays we might make a film or a photo. There are drawings and paintings, etchings, stretching back almost 2,000 years. None of them capture this enigmatic figure. When we imagine him as a man, and we imagine him on our eye line. But there is one perspective that we won't have had, and that is the way that God looked on Jesus. There's a painting that I've seen, I've got a picture of it in this book, that captures the image of Jesus that God has. A picture of Jesus on the cross. But in this image, we're looking down on him and not up. Because this is how God saw Jesus hung on the cross. Hundreds of years before, when Samuel was sent by God to find a new king and searched amongst a certain family, there's a quote that's often used from the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel 16. It says that humankind looks on the outside, that man looks on the outside, humankind looks on the outside. But God looks on the heart. God looks inside us. Just like that painting, God's perspective is never quite our perspective. Now maybe that's something that you need to hear this week. That when God looks on you, he doesn't look on you in the same way that people look on you. He knows what's truly in your heart. Now I hope that that's an encouraging thing and not a frightening thing. But it also means that he doesn't look with judgment. He doesn't look with condemnation or disdain or just dismissal. Because God knows who you truly are. His perspective is never quite our perspective. And just as when he looks down on Jesus, he sees from a completely different point of view from the rest of us. When God looks down on us, he sees us from a different point of view. And when God looks at the people who we are disdainful of, who we fail to treat with respect or love or grace or acceptance, just remember that God's perspective is other, it is different, it's not our perspective. I'm glad that God doesn't look on the outside. God looks on the heart. He sees the person as they truly are. May that be an encouragement to you this week. That God looks on your heart. He sees who you truly are. And he sees better than anybody else possibly could. Keep safe.